Well, folks, we have another injustice in America. It must be a Tuesday. Well, actually, it's a Sunday. In Stockton, California, two brave convenience store workers, probably at least one of them was an owner, given the way that they were acting. They weren't acting like employees, they were acting like, people with a mind of their own. They were not NPCs, they were not standing by, and when a man tried to rob their store and threatened to kill them, they fought back. And they subdued him, and they beat him with a stick. Now, frankly, he's lucky he didn't get himself shot, since, he threatened to kill them. And so, when he was held down, and he kept resisting and trying to get up, these men rightfully tried to beat him into submission so that he would not get up and kill them. After someone threatens to kill you and you tackle them, and you don't just let them get right back up and go about what they were doing. No, once you've got them in a corner, once you've got them down, you want to keep them there. And so you want to keep hitting him until he gives up and he cries, "Uncle." That's what you do. You don't call for the police and say, "Police, help. I'm being attacked. I tried to rob these guys, and they wouldn't let me. Instead, they hit me." So, at the end of the day, I'm sure that the assailant, meaning the robber, the would-be robber, was arrested. These men were congratulated by the local police, and they went back about living their ordinary lives like good Americans. But no, there's a twist. Because the real criminal, according to the police in California, it's not the robber. He's the victim, you see. The real criminal, or criminals, are those two violent migrant workers who beat up a good native-born American with a stick. These primitive cavemen who came from a shithole country to the land of the free repay us by beating one of our citizens with a stick when he just asked them for some spare change. You see, this guy they beat, he wasn't a killer. He was a gentle giant. He wasn't trying to rob them. He was just begging for some pocket change, because he had nowhere else to go. And at his darkest hour, in his time of desperation, these Sikh men, what even is a Sikh? Sikh that's no religion that an American would practice, no. No, these Sikhs, they're the enemy. And don't you know, they assaulted a person of color, a black man. And on the, in the whole hierarchy, an Indian immigrant man, or who knows, perhaps they were Bengali or Sri Lankan. Anyway, a South Asian male, immigrant to the United States, is well below a native-born black man on the hierarchy. And so no, they did not have the right to hit him, even if it was in self-defense. If he put a gun in their face and told them to get on their knees, that's exactly what they should have done. And even though he didn't have a gun, even though he brought a fist to a stick fight, they were still obligated to give in. You know why? Because I bet you at least one of that man's ancestors was a slave in America. And these Indian men, whose descendants, or who are almost certainly descendant of slaves themselves, they have to pay for what was done to that black man's ancestors. And on that particular day, they were asked to pay in cash. They refused. You see, these men don't let their brown skin fool you. They put their race first, above the black race. All of the brown peoples of the world are supposed to team up with the black man to take down the whites. these Sikh gentlemen did not get that memo, and instead they struck a black man, and that is a cardinal sin that can never, never be forgiven. There is no authority high enough on this spiritual plane or any other to forgive any transgression against a violent black American male. And so, these men must face judgment and likely deportation back to South Asia. Their store will be boarded up. Any employees they have will lose their jobs. And they will hopefully have to pay reparations to this man for the next 3 generations. Anyway, all kidding aside, this is the state of America in which we live. This is what you have to look forward to if you live in a state like California. If someone threatens to rob you, you give yourself up. You give them everything they want. Even if they can't actually enforce it. Even if you have the upper hand, you have to give up whatever leverage you have. Get down on the ground. Beg for forgiveness. Curse your ancestors. And then maybe, if you're lucky, he shall let you live. So, with that said, on a rather short note, I will see you folks back here tomorrow. Oh, wait, I said I wouldn't say that for a week. Okay, scratch that. I need to make it for a week. I can't say it until next Saturday when I've gone 7 days in a row without missing any. So, I will see you all when I see you.